Hello guys, and what's up and welcome back. We have another deck tech for the new set, Wilds of Eldraine, and we go against straightforward for a mono red aggro. So without just slight changes I've seen, but we got some new interesting cards from the new set that we can sort of build around and do the synergize with most of these recent deck list found in the MTG results from MTG Online or from your local game stores tournaments. And so again, we have a quick rundown of the deck. We have 21 creatures, 4 sorceries, 7 instants, 8 enchantments, and 22 lands. So this one will probably the uh, average land count for this deck, and also including this Mishra's Foundry and Second Sun as its only non-basic cards as per the build. So what are the new cards that we have added? It's from this set. So we have 3 copies of Godric. So Godric is a 3 to cast 3/3 legendary creature, human noble. Sorry about that. So it is the haste. What is its ability that goes benefit with the celebration trigger? As long as 2 or more non-land permanents enter the battlefield under your control this turn, Godric becomes a dragon with base power and toughness 4/4. It gains flying. It has this ability, though pay red, dragons you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So the bonus here is that we go well with Dragon's deck, but on its own, it becomes a very good threat. He becomes a 4/4, an invader with the flying, and also a bonus mana dump or mana sink in the mid game up to the late game, with extra damage is added to get it pumped for +1/+0. Now for another component that goes with the curve is the new card, Red Cap Gutter Dweller. So this is a 4 to cast 3/3 menace. When it enters the battlefield, you will create 2/1/1 black rat creature tokens so that those tokens cannot block. But its benefit here is that during your upkeep, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, you will put a counter on Red Cap Gutter Dweller. It becomes a 4/4 basically. And then exile the top card of your library and you may play this card that turn. So this is sort of a cardo effect. At the same time, it makes your red cap bigger. It's a bigger threat because also the menace that needs your opponent to block with at least 2 creatures. At the same time, you get you a draw of extra card from your top card library and you can play that card this turn. And again, for the quick rundown, again for the other creatures that are basically staple for this build are these cards. So we have Bloodthirsty Adversary, Feldon, Swear for the 1-drops, Sweep Spear, and of course Phoenix Chick, and also for mid game to late game Shivan Devastator. What the other new card that I'm target here by the Bloodthirsty Adversary is that it's not only going to go with the 5 mana cost 3/3 haste that can flash back an instant or sorcery cards with mana value or less, is that you can also use this one to gain your board advantage. And that card that you're going to target here is the Rouse Reinforcement. So this is just a 2 to cast sorcery, create 2/1/1 black and red elemental tokens. So Rouse Reinforcements is basically having you benefit of 2/1/1 black and red elemental creature tokens, and at the same time would also trigger Godric's ability that has the celebration ability, and at the same time you can use this extra tokens that can be sacrificed to your red cap gutter dweller so that you can also have this one pump and also exile effect or card draw from your top card library. So there are various shenanigans that you can basically utilize, in which depending on situations that you can have to gain advantage against your opponents. Now for your instance, we have the 4 lightning strikes, 3 play with fire to also work around for extra damage, and I've considered here that enchantments. So these enchantments that's added along with Command of Faces Kakasan is this card. So this card was popularized before in Brothers War Standard, and I think this would be very beneficial to become a part of this build because of your bonus damage is added additional 1 from its current. So you could have Lightning Strike deal 4 damage, Play with Fire deals 3. Also your Rouse Reinforcements tokens would deal 2 instead of just a usual 1/1. So along with that, of course, it's again the Command of Faces Kakasan. So that goes well with having to curve with 1 drop, it also goes to deal 1 damage and have your next creature spell added with the counter, and also become a 2/2 haste that can have exile effects from your opponent's creatures. Now, last but not the least, for your lands, Mishra's Foundry is again proving to be an efficient man land for this deck. Requirement only of having to add a colorless, but with 16 mountains in play, the deck would really not have issues with the colors of the curve it's going to use. Also, along with it is 2 copies of Skensan. I've decided to add another copy so that there are instances that you would need to cast channel, so that you can have more board presence and also to deal extra damage for your opponent. And last but not the least are your curve. You have average mana deck of 1.5 or 1.15, I mean, and 1.82 without the lands. The deck's total mana value is 69, and mostly here you can see here that there are 13 for mana value 1 and 7 for mana value 2. So these are the usual draw that you can have. This 98.09% of playing this on the curve. So that means that it's very efficient with the 1 drop and the 2 drops curve to make your draw very aggressive as your starting hand as possible. And mana symbol is basically 100% because it's monocolored deck was for your deck build. So guys, that's pretty much wrap for this mono red aggro deck for Wilds of Eldraine standard. I'm pretty sure you will be able to try this one as the deck the set becomes legal to play in MTGO or MTG Arena. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this build. You might have any suggestions as to how this deck would turn out well, and how we could basically utilize more of having this as maintaining as a sort of a top tier deck in the current standard format. And guys, thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next one.